careful, Charles.
Kane.
Pull your muffler around your neck, Charles.
Kane, I think we shall have to tell him now.
Yes. I'll sign those papers now, Mr. Thatcher.
You people seem to forget that I'm the boy's father.
It's going to be done exactly the way I've told Mr. Thatcher.
There ain't nothing wrong with Colorado. I don't see why we can't raise our own son just because we come into some money. If I want, I can go to court. A father has a right to. A boarder that beats his bill and leaves worthless stock behind. That property is just as much my property as anybody's, now that it's valuable. And if Fred Graves had any idea all this was going to happen, he'd have made out those certificates in both our names.
However, they were made out in Mrs. Kane's name.
He owed the money for the board to the both of us.
The bank's decision on all matters
I
concerning...
don't hold with signing my boy away to any bank as
I
guardian.
want you to
just
stop
because...
all this nonsense,
The bank's
Jim.
decision on all matters concerning his education, his places of residence, and similar subjects is to be
The
final.
idea of a bank being the
I
guardian.
want you to stop all this nonsense, Jim.
We will assume full management of the Colorado load, of which I repeat, Mrs. Kane, you are the sole owner.
Where do I sign, Mr. Thatcher?
Right here, Mrs. Kane.
Mary, I'm asking you for the last time. Anybody think I hadn't been a good
The sum of
husband, a father?
$50,000 a year is to be paid to you and Mr. Kane as long as you both live, and thereafter to the survivor.
Well, let's hope it's all for the best.
It is.
The Union forever! The Catholic anti-Jack!
Why I can't raise my own boy is more than I can understand.
Go on, Mr. Thatcher.
Everything else, the principal as well as all monies earned, is to be administered by the bank in trust for your son, Charles Foster Kane, until he reaches his 25th birthday, at which time he is to come into complete possession.
Charles! Go on, Mr. Thatcher.
Well, it's almost 5, Mrs. Kane. Don't you think I'd better meet the boy?
I've got his trunk all packed. I've had it packed for a week now.
I've arranged for a tutor to meet us in Chicago. I brought him here with me, but...
Charles, looky, Mom!
Better come inside, son.
Well, that's quite a snowman. Did you make it all by yourself, my lad?
Maybe I'll make some teeth and whiskers.
This is Mr. Thatcher, Charles.
Oh.
How do you do, Charles?
He comes from the east.
Wow.
Hello, Charlie.
Charles!
Yes, Mommy?
Mr. Thatcher's going to take you on a trip with him tonight. You'll be leaving on number 10.
That's the train with all the lights on it.
You going, Mom?
Well, no, your mother won't be going right away, Charles, but she'll...
Where am I going?
You're going to see Chicago and New York and Washington, maybe. Ain't he, Mr. Thatcher?
He certainly is. I wish I were a little boy going on a trip like that for the first time.
Why aren't you coming with us, Mom?
We have to stay here, Charles.
You're going to live with Mr. Thatcher from now on, Charlie. You're going to be rich. Your ma figures. Well, that is, me and her decided this ain't the place for you to grow up in. You'll probably be the richest man in America someday, and you ought to
won't
get
be
an
lonely,
education.
Charles.
Only, of course not. Why, we're going to have some fine times together. Really we are, Charles. Now, shall we shake hands? Oh, come. I'm not as frightening as all that, am I? Now, what do you say? Let's shake.
Why, Charles!
Oh, Charles, you almost hurt me. What's
Charles,
that?
Charlie!
What's that to play with?
You're... I'm sorry, Mr. Thatcher. What that kid needs is a good thrashing.
That's what you think, is it, Jim?
Yes.
That's why he's going to be brought up where you can't get at him.
ずるいです。そういうことお母様には申し上げられなかったんです。
あるよ、ありますとも。あんたならきっとあります。
だったらお姉さんでもあるじゃありませんか。自分勝手なんよ。
妙なもんじゃ。自分が育てた子供よりいわば他人のあんたの方がよっぽどわしらに用してくれた。いやありがとう。
ついてるせがんのやつ 東京は人がお言うて上が使いとんなわけや。あんたどう思う？育児のない話じゃろうが、関東精神いうのが何にもない。わしはそんなつもりで育てたんじゃない。
あんたの言うことはようわかる。あんたの言うようにわしも不満じゃ。じゃがのう、沼田さん、これは世の中の親っちゅうもんの欲じゃ。欲張ったらキリがない。これは諦めにゃならんと、そうわしは思うたんです。
そうね、既得って言うんだから行くなら早い方がいいわね。この間記者どうかしら。
うん。しかし後のことも頼んでいかなきゃならんからな。
お姉さん、お大事に。ありがとう。あなたもね。きっといらっしゃいね、夏休み。じゃあ、さよなら。さよなら。行ってまいります。
いけんいけん。
でもお母様。
ダメよ、こんなことしちゃ。
どうぞ。
私の方こそあんたにあげにゃいけんのに。
いいえ、そんなこと。ね、どうぞお母様。どうぞ。
そうすみませんな。じゃあいただきます。
どうぞ。
あんたもいろいろ入りようが多いんじゃろうに、こんなことまでしてもろうて本当に何と言うたらええか。ありがとうよ、のりさん。ありがとう。
さあお母様、そろそろ。
そう
とうとう宿なしになってしもうた。
Take an oath. Character animation.
Vocab ready, and action!
I think the thing that people need to keep very strongly in mind is that this is not an animated film. These actors did not just stand at a lectern and do a voice part, and then animators went off for the next 2 years and created the entire physicality of their performance.
The most exciting thing is, it is my performance. This thing walks and talks and acts like me. It's my interpretation.
Every nuance, every tiny bit of the performance that you see on the screen was created by the actors. They had to run, they had to leap, they had to fight, they had to do all the things that you see them doing in the film. And that's where the power of the performance comes from.
It's not just we're capturing emotion, we're trying to capture what's the intent of the actor.
Let's go!
What CGI technology does is it replaces prosthetics. Actors can now play any character that's designed in the computer without going through hours and hours of makeup. And what we get is their performance coming through the CGI character.
Performance captures a technique where you try to capture the performance of an actor and translate it to a digital character.
Prior to them even moving out into the performance capture world, we put the actors inside this giant sphere covered with lights, and we could photograph them and study their facial features and try to understand how to design their characters.
This is great. And then you put an actor in a suit with markers on the suit.
We put you in a spatial volume.
Using a lot of cameras all around to record the motions of all the markers.
The computer is creating a real-time moving skeleton of you. From that skeleton, you now can drive a computer-generated character.
The intent is to capture the entire performance of the talent. We're recording tons of high-definition reference from all these different angles so that we can really get those subtle nuances.
The part that we had to create during the making of this film was the facial image-based performance capture technology that allowed what the actors did to 100% translate to what you see the characters doing. So we came up with this idea that we would actually have a little boom, and on the end of that boom, there'd be a little tiny camera, and it would image the face while the actor was working.
What we're trying to do is take what the actor is doing emotionally in any given scene and to translate that into the characters. And we do that by using their muscles. It gives us a way to correspond emotion to what you actually see expressed in the character's face.
It was a very, very exciting time where we realized that we had rounded that corner and that we had true human emotion captured and performed by a non-human character.
But they sent me here to learn your ways.
What are you saying, Jake? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Basically, you got 190 infrared cameras looking down on you. There's nowhere to hide, so every take you have to be truthful.
I think people expected the actors to find it more difficult, but we're always doing make-believe anyway, so pretending that nothing is everything is second nature to us.
So what about this one? Run, don't run.
Run! Definitely run!
It takes you back to the old theater days, where you may just have one chair in the middle of your little black box theater, and you have to imagine everything that's going on around it.
You've got to just let go of all of the things that you thought was supposed to happen and just do it. And let your imagination run.
You get so deep into this world that you start hearing, seeing, feeling Pandora. That happened from day one that I walked on this set. I had to take everything I learned in training and apply it to my first day.
It helps you detach from the fact that you're shooting a movie. You're able to really dig into your character.
It's not animation. It's capturing the avatar version of Norm.
Even though I'm big, 9 foot tall and blue, it's got my personality. It's got my soul. That's quite spectacular that a computer-generated image can do that. And that really surprised me.
The door has just barely been opened on what's possible with this.
One of the things that I'm always going to take with me is the fact that I was a part of a revolutionary experience in Hollywood.
Why my name, Richard?
Because you're getting on that plane.
I don't understand. What about you?
I'm staying here with him till the plane gets safely away.
No, Richard, no. What has happened to you last night?
Last night we said a great many things. You said I was to do the thinking for both of us. Well, I've done a lot of it since then. It all adds up to one thing. You're getting on that plane with Victor where you belong.
But, Richard, no, I...
Now, you've got to listen to me. You have any idea what you'd have to look forward to if you stayed here? 9 chances out of 10 we'd both wind up at a concentration camp. Isn't that true, Louis?
I'm afraid, Major Strasser would insist.
You're saying this only to make me go.
I'm saying it because it's true. Inside of us, we both know you belong with Victor. You're part of his work, the thing that keeps him going. If that plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life.
But what about us?
We'll always have Paris. We didn't have, we lost it until you came to Casablanca. We got it back last night.
When I said I would never leave you.
And you never will. But I've got a job to do, too. Where I'm going, you can't follow. What I've got to do, you can't be any part of. Ilsa, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of 3 little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Someday you'll understand that. Now. Here's looking at you, kid.
いい顔してたらいいことあるよ。午後の紅茶。
It's a funny way to make ends meet when the lights are out on every street. It feels alright, but never complete without you. I tried to if it's already been done underway. It takes 2. It's up to me and you to prove it.
This is digital IRA. IRA is not a recording. IRA is being processed in real time on a GPU called the Titan. Just mathematically, it takes about 8,000 instructions, 8,000 instruction long program to articulate the geometry, all of the meshes, and all of the pixel processing necessary for each and every pixel. Each one, the 8,000 instructions, call it 5 floating point operations per instruction, 40,000 ops per pixel. Multiply that by, call it half the screen of HD, and multiply that by 60 hertz, and you get something along the lines of about 2 teraflops, which is about half of the performance necessary by Titan, which is one of the reasons why we built Titan, so that we can do things like this. Now, of course, the lighting is wonderful. You can see the subtleties of the pores. Look at the way the shadow rolls over his eyes. Now imagine each and every one of us would have one of these scans done. And I frankly think that every important person on earth ought to have it done. Could you imagine if Lincoln had this done? And we could literally sit there and talk to him and listen to him talk and give that speech and in a fidelity like this. What would it be like if we could use this for telepresence? So instead of video conferencing, our words are translated into instructions which would express or animate the avatar on the other end. We can talk to you from just about any angle. You can move around and look around. Now let's make Ira say a few things just to. So Ira, what did you have for breakfast?
I ordered a yogurt parfait, and the whole parfait was fruit, frozen fruit. There was no yogurt. It's supposed to be half fruit and half yogurt. But the whole thing is frozen fruit.
That's pretty amazing, huh? That's really amazing. Hey, let me ask you something. Have you heard of S.H.I.E.L.D.? What do you think about S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Take my money!
All right, let's make well, let's see, what can I make you do? Hey, show me Zoolander. That's not bad. Okay. Show me white guy dancing. Only all the Asians laughed. Only all the Asians laughed. Okay, you guys, that's great. That's digital IRA, you guys. Let's put our hands together for the team. Good job, guys.
How happy is the little stone that rambles in the road alone, and never cares about careers, and exigencies never fears, whose coat of elemental brown a passing universe put on, and, independent as the sun associates, or glows alone, fulfilling absolute decree in casual simplicity. How happy is the little stone that rambles in the road alone, and never cares about careers, and exigencies never fears, whose coat of elemental brown a passing universe put on, and, independent as the sun associates, or glows alone, fulfilling absolute decree in casual simplicity.
This is digital IRA. IRA is not a recording. IRA is being processed in real time on a GPU called the Titan. Just mathematically, it takes about 8,000 instructions, 8,000 instruction long program to articulate the geometry, all of the meshes, and all of the pixel processing necessary for each and every pixel. Each one, the 8,000 instructions, call it 5 floating point operations per instruction, 40,000 ops per pixel. Multiply that by, call it half the screen of HD, and multiply that by 60 hertz, and you get something along the lines of about 2 teraflops, which is about half of the performance necessary by Titan, which is one of the reasons why we built Titan, so that we can do things like this. Now, of course, the lighting is wonderful. You can see the subtleties of the pores. Look at the way the shadow rolls over his eyes. Now imagine each and every one of us would have one of these scans done. And I frankly think that every important person on earth ought to have it done. Could you imagine if Lincoln had this done? And we could literally sit there and talk to him and listen to him talk and give that speech in a fidelity like this. What would it be like if we could use this for telepresence? So instead of video conferencing, our words are translated into instructions which would express or animate the avatar on the other end. We can talk to you from just about any angle. You can move around and look around. Now let's make Ira say a few things just to. So Ira, what did you have for breakfast?
I ordered a yogurt parfait, and the whole parfait was fruit, frozen fruit. There was no yogurt. It's supposed to be half fruit and half yogurt. The whole thing is frozen fruit.
That's pretty amazing, huh? That's really amazing. Hey, let me ask you something. Have you heard of S.H.I.E.L.D.? What do you think about S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Take my money!
All right, let's make well, let's see, what can I make you do? Hey, show me Zoolander. That's not bad. Okay. Show me white guy dancing. Only all the Asians laughed. Only all the Asians laughed. Okay, you guys, that's great. That's digital Ira, you guys. Let's put our hands together for the team. Good job, guys.
Cherokee.